This is the story of the most famous person that I've ever driven. So I was right by St. Joe's University. When I get buzzed into the shopping center. When I pull in, I notice a young college kid approach a very, very tall man and ask for a picture. I thought, that's weird. Turns out the tall guy was my passenger. My first thought was, he is not going to be comfortable in my car. He was actually a pretty cool dude, and we were having a friendly conversation, so as the ride was nearing its end, I felt comfortable enough to ask him about the scene I saw when I pulled up. Look, I don't mean to pry, but when I pulled up, I saw that guy asking for your picture, and it's no secret, you are not a short man, so what's the deal? He laughed and said, yeah, I play ball. I said, you don't play for St. Joe's, do you? He said no. And I said, good, because being a Temple guy, I would probably have to kick you out of the car. T for Temple U, baby. He said, oh, Temple? I just had practice there today. I said, nice. Love another Temple guy. What year are you? He goes, nah, I don't go to Temple. Okay. Who do you play for then? There was a slight pause, and then he said, real nonchalant, I play for the Knicks. Oh. You play that kind of ball. How awesome is that? Somebody asks you what you do and your response implies that you are literally in the top 100 people in the entire world at doing what you do. Not gonna lie, I became a little fanboy myself and I asked for a selfie with him when we pulled up. Then I asked for a second one because I thought it'd be better if we took one with my Sixers hat flipped around. I'm such a nerd. And then he got out at a popular cheesesteak place. Tourist. Coincidentally, this was the same day I was filming with this cutie pie, and since where I dropped them off was right next to a park, and she was due, I figured I'd take her for a walk. You were a lot cuter when we shot that video. Age hasn't been good to you. After we got back, as I was waiting for my next ride, I got a little hungry and I thought, it's about that time for me to crack my fruit and yogurt parfait. Now, I know it's not the manliest meal, just saying the word parfait sounds wimpy, but I love this stuff. And just as I was about to get into it, I get buzzed back to the same cheesesteak place that I dropped the guy off at. Now, I was hoping that it would be somebody else just leaving the same spot, but unfortunately, it was him again. This has happened to me a couple times before, picking up the same person that I just recently dropped off, and it is exactly how awkward as you think it would be. It's like, hey, stranger, that's technically not a stranger anymore because I met you half an hour ago and used up all my regular small talk in that ride. Are you gonna feel the need to force a conversation even though you don't want to, or can we just ride in silence? Fortunately, this very tall man did not feel the need to force a conversation, so we were just having a nice little trip, riding in silence, when I hear it. What is perhaps the most inspiring song intro of all song intros.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion.
I obviously turned it up, but because there was a passenger in my car, I could only dance and sing in my head, and occasionally under my breath, all the way through. But when the song ended, I realized between the puppy, the parfait I was eating at every stoplight, I probably looked a little ridiculous.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song.
I said to him, I must have looked like the softest guy in Philadelphia. But there was no way I was going to turn that song off. Hand to God, I couldn't make this stuff up. He goes, honestly, I never heard that song before, but I loved it, already Shazammed it, already downloaded it, and then started playing it from his phone as proof. So we got to rock out the Rachel Patton's fight song for a second time. The Sixers played the Knicks the next day, and while I always trust the process, I was quietly rooting for him every time he got the ball. So who was this guy, you ask? Psst. You know Driver Ev respects rider-driver confidentiality. Plus, who the hell cares about the Knicks anyway? Trust the process, baby!
I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion.